Greetings, family, greetings and welcome. Welcome to another one of my stories. And as you well know by now, stories are fiction. Fiction, well, that's a pile of lies. So brace yourselves. I am about to fill your head with another pile of what? Lies. You know, nothing I say is real, right? Yeah, even the words are not real. So, what we're going to talk about today is faith. Yeah, faith. You know, I think they said that Jesus said that if you've got faith as a little mustard seed, then you can achieve just about anything you want in life. So, the other day, some people came to my house, a woman, and she was representing a particular church who were having a convention nearby me, and she was inviting me to this convention. So before she came in the yard, she asked if she can come in. I said, yeah, but you know what? If I was you, I wouldn't come. She says, why? I said, well, I might just mad you. And she says, why would you say such a thing like that? I said, well, I know too much. I always hit them with that, I know too much. And I'm only gonna confuse you a little bit. Anyway, so she was there quoting the Bible this and the Bible that. Unfortunately, these folks tend to quote the Bible so much and forget about the present moment. You know, all the stories from all the stories from the Bible, and I would say to them that the same way God was inspiring, God quote unquote, was inspiring people, back in those days, you know, 2,000 years plus many more ago, is the same way God is inspiring people right now, if you choose to tune in to the inspirations which are coming through. Let me through, driver. And so I would say to people, tune into the vibes that Creator, God, the source, the multiverse is flowing into this particular moment of now. Into that man and this man, and you as an individual person, you know, tune into those inspirations. And anyway, she was there talking for a while, and then she realized that I wasn't a simple person. So she called for brother, whoever, deacon, whoever who was in the vehicle. And he came out and, you know, again he was talking to me about the Bible, and I was saying, yeah, what about now? And I said, listen. And he said, yeah, we'll come down to the tent. We're going to be doing this and we're going to be doing that. And I said, I tell you what, answer me a question. Why is it that there's so many sick people in the churches? Not just your church, but all individual churches around the area that you care to mention. There's so many sick people within the churches. And if you're actually preaching and studying the gospel according to what the Bible says, then surely you should be having a congregation of people who are in perfect health and well-being. Because if you're following the teachings, the principles of Jesus Christ, Yeshua, known as Jesus Christ, then you would be perfectly well. Because, and then of course they would be telling you, as the brother was trying to explain to me, that certain things that Jesus said, well, what he meant was, and what he meant was, and I'm like, yo, man, as far as I'm concerned, what they say he said and what they say he did is exactly that, not what is meant or what is not meant. So what do I know what he meant from what he didn't mean? If, and Jesus said, basically, if you follow me and do as I do, then you can, he actually said you can do much greater than that. You understand? Whatever I do, I just come to show you a little bit of what you can do. You can do much greater than these things that I'm doing. So I'll be saying that to the brother. And I said, what's missing? What is it that's missing from your ceremonies and from your actual practices? And it turned out, he himself said it was faith. They're lacking faith. He said, we're lacking faith. And I'm like, yeah, there you go. The faith. Because you preach that, love is all. You preach that, you can move the mountain, etc., etc. But you lack the faith to actually practice it. You don't actually go ahead and practice it. You don't practice walking on the water. Although that one is a particularly interesting one. Jump up and walk on the water. But we've got the faith to make it rain. We've got the ability to make it rain. We've got the ability to manifest abundance in our lives. We've got the ability to focus on well-being instead of sickness. We've got the ability to focus on love. We've got the ability to focus on forgiveness, not just of others but of self. And it's a crucial one there, the forgiveness. We've got all these abilities. Yeah, we are created, as has been said, in the image of the Creator God, or the gods, plural in that particular case. Let us make man in our own image. Suggests that there were more than one God. Yeah. However, the actual God, the actual source of all, is a oneness. It's a multiversal oneness. Spreads across beyond all perception. And we are one with that oneness. Yeah, so we are able to create whatever we desire to create. If we choose to have the faith as a mustard seed, we can create anything. Yeah, and if somebody is saying to me then, well, if I'm sick, then I'm sick. Yeah, if you're sick, you could choose to focus on the sickness and get even sicker. Or you could choose to focus on the God that is, the God that you are, the God that I am. You could choose to focus, if you were saying, I'm not a Christian, or I'm not a Buddhist, or I'm not a Muslim, or whatever, I'm not religious, then you could choose to, instead of focusing on your ankle that is giving you some pain, you could choose to focus on a rock. You could choose to put your attention on a rock. You could choose to put your attention on the water. You could choose to put your attention on the air that you're breathing in. in this holy moment of now. And whilst you're focusing on the rock, whilst you're focusing on the water, whilst you are focusing on the air you breathe, then you're not focusing on the pain of your ankle. And in actual fact, if you're focusing on the God, the rock, the water, the air you breathe, then you'll find that your ankle, the pain that was in your ankle, will steadily start to dissipate. You get less and less, you know. And somebody will say, yeah, you can say that because you're not the one in pain. But guess what? You know, I've been through a multiple pain. I've been through, my body has reflected all kind of craziness to me in terms of pain and ill health, according to my thinking in the past. Because first of all, in order to manifest these things in your body, in your world, you have to first think about them as a reality, whether consciously or subconsciously. I'll give you a for instance, you sit down watching movies about people who are in pain. You're listening to videos about people who are in pain. You're listening to videos about prostate gland and you know, the agony of it or whatever. And then soon enough you find yourself start feeling that same kind of energy. You sit down and you watch people who are robbing people and shooting up people and all that kind of stuff. And then soon enough you find that you're in a position to build yourself a nice house, and you have to put burglar bars on it, and you have to get security walking around with you and all kind of craziness, because you're focusing on the energy of fear. And that energy of fear manifests in your life the things that you fear. So everything from your ankle to whatever it might be in pain, somebody turn around to you and say, oh, you've got stage 1 cancer, or you've got stage 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 cancer. And you're going to die in X amount of time, or you've got to come to us, let us take our knives. There's a fish keep jumping up and down in that water there. When I'm finished, I'm going to catch him. Yeah, big fish, big like that. They're always big like that. You notice fisherman's tail, big fish like that. Yeah, you know, so somebody say to you, yeah, you're going to come and see me and I'll cut out all this stuff out of you or whatever. It's like, gosh, you know, he was made as a sealed unit. You've got the power to manifest perfect health within your body. You know, the reason why you've got stage 1, stage 10 cancer is because you was thinking about manifesting that before. Yeah, and subconsciously you said all the things, did all the things that would lead you to have that within your life. Or maybe it is that before you even came here on the planet, you decided that this was something you wanted to manifest and go through in this particular lifetime. Some people do believe in life before life, not just life after death, but life before birth. And they say you reincarnate. So, you know, some people, it is said, if you believe in certain spiritual laws and stuff, that there are things that whatever happens to you in your life is what you first brought into this world, came into this world to manifest. Yeah. So basically what I'm saying in this video, have faith and you can manifest anything you desire to manifest, including perfect health. Keep your focus on the rainbow. In other words, focus on the abundance of beauty and love and peace and harmony within your life, and take your focus off the negativity which is ill-serving you. And don't be such a what do they call it one now, grumpy old grump. Yeah. If you're not a grumpy old grump, then you will experience much less this ease and this harmony within your life, and in actual fact you will begin to manifest and experience joy, peace, harmony, love, abundance, great health and well-being, and connectivity with people of equal passion for life. Yeah, so that's what I got to say to you this beautiful day of I believe it is July the 13th, 2025, July the 13th, yeah. And it's a beautiful day down here in Port Maria Bay. See? So take care of yourself, love and light and peace to you, my beautiful family. Yo, you're in tune to who? Starfire, aka Spicy Fingers Poet. Yo, I've written about 4 poetry books or so, you know. Yeah. Take care of yourself, folks. Peace and love.